Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. I've just been super busy with work and other things, so not really. Well, I've, to be honest, I've not been asked to post a video. It's been that long. Just kind of lost interest in it. Still getting out fishing. I've been concentrating more on catfishing on the River Trent, really. Not that I've caught out. I've had a few pike and whatnot, but I decided I'd come down to Holyhead and fish the Fish Key. The original plan was I was going to fish the inland sea, but the wind's pretty bad, hence why I'm sat in the van with the diesel heater on. But I've got a couple of rods out. I've got the light, ultralight out as well, the LRF rod. See if the pick out up. We'll see how we get on. I'll run you through the rigs that I've got on in a bit. I'm not going to go too much into details on the markets. It's the quayside. A chap called Gamekeeper John has done loads of videos down here, so if you do want to know anything more about it, then I'd check his videos out. I think they're good videos. The target, to be fair, is Conger and Huss. I mean, it's end of January. The wind is blowing an absolute hoolie and I'm struggling to see any bites. But you do get some decent fish off here this time of year. I was talking to a couple of locals earlier. They reckon there's been one or two showing. Whether I get any or not, different kind of fish like. But yeah, it's good to be out again. We'll see what's getting a bite. So I've got two big rods out and I've got a 2-hook flapper out, just with a bit of mackerel on. I've only got mackerel for bait because that's all I've got in threes. I think I've got mackerel, a few black lug, and one squid, which has been frozen and defrosted way too many times. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, it beats. Well, that was definitely a bite. It beats sitting at home in front of the TV, I suppose. Although it was a bitch of a drive to get here. It should have taken 3.25 hours. Took nearly 4.5. Just because of traffic and whatnot. So we'll see. Right. I'll get back to you with the rigs when I rebait. So I'll give you a quick rundown on the rigs. On one of the big rods, I've got a dongle rig. If you can see that. Circle up. The bait actually goes on here. There is a multitude of videos on YouTube on how to tie them. So I'm not really going to go into that too much. But bait goes on there. Then the weight actually clips on there and it makes everything extremely aerodynamic. Absolutely brilliant for casting big baits, big distances. Me and Liam did it 18 months ago up in Scotland, and we were launching baits like this comfortably 100, 120 yards into wind as well, I might add. But I'll get this baited up and I'll show you how it all goes together. But it's dead simple as well. There's virtually no real components to it. Turn this, point this down so you can see. So you get your bait. I'm just using a fillet of mackerel on this. This rig originally was designed, I believe, in South Africa. I think that's originally where it came from. For shark fishing, big game fishing. And what you do, you put your bait on. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it with the meat outwards, so that when small fish peck at it, it releases a lot of scent. I like putting the first one that way around myself, with the skin on the outside. But it is a very, very good rig. Brilliant for rays, absolutely brilliant for rays. So that goes on like so.
You can make these as big and as small as you want as well. I did actually try using them for catfish, but I didn't catch anything. But I think that was more to do with the water that I was fishing than the rig itself. So that goes on there, and then I'm going to put this manky bit of bluey on, and I am going to put that skin side out. It's important to leave that little loop pointing out at the bottom, because that's where your lead clip goes onto. A bead at the top there. If you just put a couple of turns of elastic around it, up above it and below it, what you'll find is it just stops the bait from sliding. Another one this side. We've tried a few different ways of making these, me and Liam. Liam, he kind of thinks that they twist when you cast out, the way he makes them. I don't think it's so much that. I think it's more reeling in too quick will cause them to twist. That will pretty much happen with any rig. If you reel it in way too quick, then your rig's likely to twist. And that is pretty much it. We'll put a couple around the bottom just to stop it from sliding down. Half hitch. And then, what I like to do is just send the point of the hook through the meat like that. Absolutely perfect. That'd be a good skate bait, if I'm honest. I'm just going to reel a bit of line in, and then I'll show you. Then all you do is that clips on there. So you've got an excess of line here. This is weak link. This is only £20. The rig body's 70, I think. And as long as that's a few inch longer, all the weight is kept at the bottom, and that disengages. Yeah, absolutely brilliant rigs. Definitely worth trying. Let's get this bait out. Wow, I tell you what, it's bloody cold. I'll tell you that. But yeah, this, because I'm only fishing for, I say smaller fish. I'm not fishing for skate. I've only got a three-way swivel, a £100 three-way swivel at the top of this, and then that weak link comes all the way down to the bottom. All the weight's at the bottom. All the weight's at the bottom. So it absolutely flies out. We'll get this sent out and I'll get back on it. So this rig, it's just a running ledger rig with a little rotten bottom that I've made myself. I like my running ledger rigs. This one's going literally just down the side down here, attached to 3/4 of a mackerel with a, I believe it's a 4-0 Eagle wave hook. I've used these hooks quite a lot for catfish, and I've lost a few big catfish on them. But I ordered some by mistake, so I kind of thought I'll give them a go with the sea fishing and see how they get on. I'm not convinced that they're actually any good, the hooks themselves. I think they're a shit pattern, but I'll keep persevering with them and see how we get on. But that is basically all I'm using for down the side. This is just getting dropped about 3 foot out from the side. We'll see how we get on. So yeah, that's the setup. Well, the rigs at least. The rods I'm using, I've got a I've got my WR300 out. It's basically the other side of the key. It's over towards the actual port of Holyhead where the ferry terminal is. I've got me Tronics Pro Xenon Power down the edge, that's the one with the running ledger rig on. And I've got my Pen in excess, which is the lightest out of the 3 rods, about 30 yards straight out with a tilt flapper on. I've not showed you the tilt flapper, it's a tilt flapper, everybody knows what one is. Yeah, the wind's not dying down, the temperature is plummeting. Luckily I've got a diesel heater in the back of the van here. That's what that is there, that's the fuel tank for it. So nice and warm. It's about 20 degrees actually inside the van and then about 6 degrees outside. So it's not too bad. But we'll see how we get on. I'm just getting a tap there on the tilt flapper. It's only been in, I've literally just recast it, so it's only been in a minute or two. I'll let it develop. But we'll see how we get on. I'm here till about high water, so I've got another. I've got about another 6 hours before high water. So we're pretty much bottom of the water now. See how we get on. So I've just had my first fish. Whiting about that big. And I'm getting absolutely mithered. I am now. Rods are just constantly. So, but if there's bait fish there, you would hope that there's some bigger fish. I have had a rattle on the dongle rig. Could be whiting though, just pecking at it. But that's a big enough bait that I can leave that out there for quite a while. But I will I'll put a picture up of the whiting. It's a whiting. But that's my first fish of the species on this year. I did the rigs and bit one last year and I came 4th. Which is not bad for saying I only went probably 7, maybe 8 times. Yeah, it's definitely going now. There's nothing on that little pin white in this one here. And I've just lost one on the LRF. It actually looked like a little codling, to be fair. It did. But I'd have been happy with codling. I can't say I wouldn't have been. Because last year, as daft as it sounds, I really struggled to get a codling species on. And I've no idea why, I just could not seem to catch one. Well, I got one eventually, but it did take some doing. So, right, we'll get this back out. I'm half tempted to take the tilt flapper off and put a bigger bait on. Saying that, let's go in again. Saying that, I did basically the exact same rod, reel, set up, everything. Last, when was it? Oh. Taking line there. That probably a lobster. Sorry, yeah, exact same setup last May, I think it was. Me and our last were fishing the breakwater, holyhead breakwater. And I chucked a tilt flapper out trying to get a whiting for the species and ended up with £9.11 us. So, yeah, it might be worth leaving on. Plus, we'll take small baits as well as big baits. But I mean, quite clean ground out there, and it's not ever so deep. because I've cast it out quite a distance. It shallows up to the other side of the harbour. But we'll see how it goes. I think there's a lobster messing around. See if you can see it. Put the lights on. Hold up. Let's swap it round. Yeah, I think there's a lobster on that. That's a whiting, but only size 1 hooks like, they're not very big. Then again, the whiting aren't very big, but there's a couple of times it's sort of gone and just slowly started taking line, which would suggest to me it is a lobster. It would. But we'll see how we go. On the LRF again, with the little whiting. This is about sort of the size I'm getting, which it is what it is. I mean, I'm catching fish, sort of bonus, but just I'd rather for something a little bit bigger if I can. But it is a fish, nonetheless. To be fair, wouldn't make a bad bait. It wouldn't. Yeah, slimy, horrible things. I'll get it back. Well, I got one on the big rod eventually. A bit bigger than the other one, but that is a really good size bait, to be fair, for Huss. But it's going back. I've got bait. I don't need it. So yeah, another whiting. I'm getting good at this fishing, Mark. 1, 2 on the LRF. Been a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest, so I might pack the LRF up, but we'll see. Slight change of plan. I've just had a screaming run on the dongle rig, and because I'm an idiot, I lifted into it too quick. I should have let it develop. It was definitely a Huss. I felt the weight, I felt the thump, and I felt the hook pull. So they're definitely there. Just give me a bit of confidence. It's an absolute whiting fest. I've probably had about another 2 dozen whiting in the last hour. So I've decided to keep one. I'm going to put it on a pulley rig, and I'm going to send it out to where that dongle rig is now, because that dongle's been out probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was rattling away. So I think the whiting have probably done the job, spreading the scent. But yeah, I'll get that sent out, and we'll see what's what. So I've just reeled the dongle rig in, and to be fair, there's still quite a bit of bait left on it. You can tell it's been pegged. A couple of the fillets, because I put a couple extra fillets on it, they've gone. But I'm still convinced it was a Huss that took it. Just with the way it was just a slow, steady, the fish swam off with the bait kind of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rebait this, and I'm going to send it back out. I'm going to put this one a little bit further out than what it is at the moment, but in the same direction, if that makes sense. I know what I mean. And we'll see how we get on with it. There's fish there, there's big fish there. I think they'll be following the whitening, hence why I've put that whiting on as bait. And if I get a run on that, then obviously I'll keep another whiting and put that on. And see how we go. So I've just had another screaming run on WR300. I say it was a screamer. It was very much like a ray bite, to be fair. It's tapping away now. It's quite a big bait, so I'm a bit loath to hit into it. It's half a mackerel. Other than Nah, it's just been bloody whiting, loads of it. Oh no, tell a lie, I had it's either a powder or pork on, I'll double check it. But that means 1-2 for the species hunt. But we're about an hour from high water. I'll give it till probably an hour after high water. And then see where we're at. It's, yeah, I've taken the dongle off purely because I lost the weight on it and I'd already rigged another pulley rig up. There's some chewing on that WR300. Might be a small conga, to be fair. I'd take a little strap, I definitely would. Get a bite on the LRF one. Let's have a look. White in. Oh no. Oh no, it's a pollock. Ah, it's a little pollock, look. Take that. Definitely take that. Dead happy. Get a quick picture of that. So yeah, it's 3 species. Not bad for the first trip of the year. My oldest got it for Christmas. It's my van cup now. It stays in the van. Little lashy tackle. But, the red rod, the WR300, still tapping away. I don't know if you can see it actually. Let me see if you can. Hold up. It's going to make me look an idiot now and not do it. No, look. It's doing it. It keeps taking a little bit of line, so. Could be a lobster, to be fair. There's quite a few lobsters in here, apparently. That one's tapping away as well now. It is quite hard to distinguish between the wind and the bites, but especially with me using braid, that's definitely a bite. Yeah, there's definitely something tapping away on it. Yeah, I thought I'd make a video. Been a while. We're actually going to Portugal at the end of May, beginning of June. I've booked a shark fishing trip. So I'll probably do a video then. That'll be good fun. I've never shark fished. Bloody going again. Right, I'm going to hit that. I think I might hit that. Let's have a look. summit on it. Got a feeling it's a doggy. Dogfish. Yep, doggy. To be fair, I'll take it because it's a species. Yeah, definitely a doggy. I mean, to be fair, you can tell by the spots-ish, but definitely a dogfish. Right, I'll take a picture of this and I'll get back on the video. So, yeah, dogfish, I'd say that's 4 species. Would have been nice if it had been a huss, but you know, it is what it is kind of thing. I'm half tempted to send this bait back out, to be fair. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit of bait to it. So I'm used to the camera lens being on that side, so I'll put a bit more bait on it. I'll send it time. 3/4 of an hour. Yeah, I'll bait up and I'll send it back out. All I'm going to do with this bait is I'm just adding a fillet either side. Chuck the bait elastic in there and I don't want the bloody hell it's gone. There it is. Fillet either side. I'm not wasting bait. It's only going to be dogfish, but I'll make it tempting enough that a horse will want to eat it. To be fair, it hasn't been out there all that long. It's only been about 20 minutes or so. But I'm still not convinced the one that I had wasn't a conger. It was a strap. I felt the pressure because conger are notorious for dropping baits if they feel any resistance. They're not a fish I usually struggle to catch, to be honest. I mean, that, to be fair, does look a bit sexy. Send that back out. Apparently there's been a couple of cod coming in as well. Anybody that knows me knows that cod fishing is not something that interests me in the slightest, but I would take one for the species on. Send that through there. Pull the stop knot down. Perfect. Perfect. Right. Wipe my hands. Get this bait out and I'll get back to you. I was just about to take a sip of my tea. I've just chucked that rod back out. And the bloody pen in excess has just walloped over. But I'm 99.9% sure it's another dogfish. Either a dogfish or a big whiting. Cheers. Not been a bad night, to be fair. Not too bad a night. Did have somebody rock up at the side of me and cast straight over my lines, which was a bit of a piss. Oh, and then I had all the audacity to blame me. even though the bait had been out there an hour and a half. Did tell him where my bait was. Just what it is, I suppose. Yeah, I think there's a dogfish on that. Yeah, I managed to pick a WR 300 up for 120 quid. It's a Mark one, but I do like my WR 300s. Take a bit of getting used to with the casting, but because they are quite a pokey one. Oh, hello, I forgot screaming. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad for saying it's. I've only used mackerel. I've had more than I thought I would. Yeah, I think there's a dogfish sat on this left-hand rod. So I'll reel that in a bit. Although it seems to have stopped bouncing now, so maybe not. Maybe not. It's funny, I was saying conger aren't normally a fish I struggle to catch, but apart from that one bite earlier, that I'm sure it was very congerish. Followed up by another one that looked like a ray bite. Followed by a dogfish. I've not really had much interest in it. One run over there that was definitely a horse. Definitely. I thought it got a bit more. That red rod's tapping away now. There's a bloody dogfish sat on that. See it on. I'm trying with the camera. There's a bloody dogfish sat on there. Really? Whatever it was, it's whatever it was, it's it's a dog, I guarantee penny to a pinch of shit it will come back. Right, if I get hotels, I will let you know.